Line drive. That's a base hit. Around third. Throw in time, and they walk it off.
You know, he had to feel the pressure. Winning run on second base. Found a way to make solid contact, and the winning run comes across to score. Everyone going crazy. Exciting finish to this game today.
The Yankees looking to rally. Up the middle. Oh, look at the stop. And that is the ball game.
Pressure packed in this final inning. Time run on base. Great running and diving. Another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion.
Swings and misses.
Impressed with when it seems like there's more pressure, he's more calm and settles in. He's done an incredible job with runners in scoring position. Most guys, they get a little tight, they start to aim the baseball, but for some reason he gets looser, the ball comes out.
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. Tattooed and gone. And just like that, they're out front. It's 1-0.
That's a fun way to take the lead. Just hit one out of the park. In a 2-0 count, a hitter is on high alert. This is what you live for, to be in the driver's seat here. He got a pitch that he could handle, and he hit that pitch really hard. Nice home run.
You know, if we did it, there was a real reason for it, and it was really going to be impactful. So Mia Lewis is a side character that we added to the female Road to the Show experience, really to demonstrate the importance of community and camaraderie amongst women in the sport. This was something that we learned that was incredibly important to the players, coaches, and managers we interviewed. And one of the things we also want to use Mia for, what she can show us, is that a woman's path through the sport can and does look very, very different depending on the person. And so because of this, you'll encounter many unique scenes with Mia in the female Road to the Show experience, and her career will evolve alongside yours, but it could look different. So the experience that you have and the relationship you form with Mia could look very different than what your friend's experience is. And that dynamic nature is really cool.
Yeah, I'm going to just add one thing. I want to mention something that you previously said, Molly, if you don't mind, while you were pitching this idea of the friend and everything. Because, again, we've never done it before, so we were kind of like, ooh, how is this going to work? And to give you a friend. But something you said really struck with me, or stuck really, really close to me, was that, you know, women are not a monolith, right, in that sense, that we didn't want to paint that picture, you know, alone, because it's a very different experience. And along with the support you would get from coaches and your players on the team, there was having somebody who understood exactly what you were going through, which resonated. And it's like, go on, tell me more. So it's like you built this, you and the team built such a really cool experience around that. It really pays off that idea of, I'm in this situation, where's an additional touchstone that has something of meaning. There's also the idea that the concept you put in there, there's this underlying bit of tension or drama that's not negative, it's just it exists, along with this supportive overarching experience that there's no telling which one of you gets to the majors first. And I thought that was really good too. So I thought that was a nice little nuance that was added to it. So again, I mean, kudos to Molly and the team for really bringing this together.
As you both said so incredibly intricately, every baseball journey is different, but the same, and the root similarity is having that support system. As we know, making it to the show is a huge grind, and practically every baseball story is attributed to some sort of a support system. And then, of course, as our ball player continues her story alongside her friend Mia Lewis, we will also have our cast of new and returning MLB Network talent. We have Sarah Langs, Lauren Shahadi, Melanie Newman, Robert Flores, Carlos Pena, and Dan O'Dowd, and they will all be featured throughout the Road to the Show experience in their MLB Network segments. What can fans expect in their journey to the big leagues when it comes to the MLB Network integration, Molly?
Oh man, this is something our whole team is really excited about. We have a ton of new MLB Network content for both the male and the female Road to the Show experiences. Because what we really heard from players is that you love being talked about. You like feeling important and like you are in the game. And so we really wanted to mimic that as much as possible, inject as much of that as possible. So your major accomplishments will be talked about. Like you feel like a star. And one of the coolest ways we use these MLB Network videos and the female Road to the Show experience is also to comment on Mia's career and your relationship with her. So there's that added bit of relevance that gives like substance to that relationship, which is just really fun to see.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's been great to see more additional personalities get added from our network partners, and it gives us fresh voices, fresh stories, different perspectives, nice tone and tenor changes. I mean, it's really nice. It's a good additive. It's definitely a good additive. Here comes the pitch.
As Sarah Langs always says, baseball is the best, and this is a truly incredible addition to this mode. And then, of course, with our talented MLB Network crew, we have many voices detailing our ball players' journey. How important is it for not only women talking about women when we have the likes of Langs and Newman and Shahadi, but also the male allyship that comes with talking about these women's stories? Mirka, we'll kick it off with you.
Oh, I mean, that's a big one, right? It's extremely important. Allyship is what it's going to take to help move things forward, to normalize things, right? Yes, this is new, but it should be the norm. It should be what we expect every day when we get up and we get involved with baseball. It's huge. Having that support is, again, foundational to any progress we want to make at all. So that's my take.
Yeah, Steve, and I think you said it perfectly. For real change to happen and stick, it's important for everyone, but especially in this case, men and boys, to see other men uplifting women and treating them as the equals they are. If you can play, you can play.
Exactly.
A ball player is a ball player at the end of the day. What do you want our fans to take away from this conversation?
I really just want any fan to feel that there's a space for them here. There's a space for you here and an experience that is fun, meaningful, and inspiring, because that's what baseball is.
Yeah, I'll just add that baseball's inclusive. Baseball's for everyone. Everybody should be able to find themselves in their favorite baseball game, which is ours. So we should be able to provide that. We should be able to find yourself and just enjoy playing the game.
I cannot wait for our fans to dive into this experience. Before we go, is there anyone you would like to thank? Molly, we'll start with you.
Just all the women in my life, the grandmothers, aunts, my mom, my sister, my friends, who were my Mia Lewises and who inspired me to make games like this. And especially to the women in baseball who generously shared their time and their stories. So helpful. The talented and passionate team here at San Diego studio. I mean, this really came from everyone. Everyone poured everything they had into this. And really, most importantly, to all of you players, new and old, that will play this mode this year. It's what keeps it going. It's what makes this change possible.
I want to thank my family as well, the women in my family, my wife, my friends, that all are strong punk rockers in their own right, and the way to show the strength and the capability of, doesn't matter, you're there, you're strong. I also want to thank everyone in studio, the women in studio that helped drive this along, to help make this a solid foundation to build off of as well. Our external partners that we talked to, the people who tested everything, gave us that feedback. It has been huge, and in allowing that to, hand that baton to Molly to take it across the finish line and really drive it home. I want to thank you, Molly, for being the person to come in and just take this on. It's been a pleasure to ride in the passenger seat with you, and then as you drive this, it's been huge. And I think I'd be remiss if I didn't thank that young lady from years ago when I was 8 years old who struck me out in an all-star tournament. At that time, I was batting .667, and she put me down in short order. And in that moment, I think I realized anybody can play. It doesn't matter.
Thanks to Molly and Mirka for joining, and we will continue on our Road to the Show journey as we made some cool changes to illustrate how your ball player career begins in Road to the Show with the addition of the Draft Combine. I'm happy to be joined by Justin Rowe, who has been key to this addition. J. Rowe, welcome. Please tell our fans what you do here at SDS.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. Yeah, I'm a game designer on Road to the Show. This was one of my first big projects on the Road to the Show team. I was super pumped to get it done. Also at the studio, having a baseball background, I get to do a lot of the mocap. So very excited to be a part of this team and seeing what we got to do this year.
You heard it here first, folks. Blame J-Ro for all of the super dives. He goes all out. J-Ro, having been with SDS for the last few years, you've also come into the studio with a plethora of baseball knowledge, and of course, you played at a high level.
Yeah, no, I was extremely blessed to play at South Carolina over there in the SEC on the East Coast, and I was excited to use my knowledge in baseball and ability here to portray that in the game.
Past, future, and of course you're seeing it here with the Draft Combine. You and the team for over the last couple of years have gone to Phoenix, San Diego to experience this Draft Combine. What was it like?
Yeah, we're so lucky that we were able to go to both the events, not only in Phoenix last year, but in Petco 2 years ago. And there's so many things that we had no idea that were going on at these combine events in terms of measurables, scout day, what scouts are looking for. We got to meet some great people who showed us what the event was all about. And we're not only going to show that this year, but moving forward.
Sounds epic. Now, with that type of access, what did you take away from that experience that really helped with this design?
Yeah, there were certain things like the measurable day and the scout day. So not only the games, but there's a whole day where you get to showcase your abilities in a non-game format. And that's big for scouts to look at players and evaluate them, and you will see that this year in our game.
I bet our fans can't wait to showcase their ball players in the Draft Combine. Now talk us through this experience. What can our fans expect and look forward to as they look to increase their draft position while showcasing their talents?
Yeah, so like I said, you have that first scout day. There'll be 4 days total, and the next 3 days are games. And we have some great visuals and some great gameplay that we'll be showcasing throughout those. You'll see what kind of grades you got, your exit velos, and some fun little things that you can find throughout the mode.
As our ball players are experiencing this Draft Combine, does their draft position change as they're making their way through each day?
Yeah, absolutely. So your draft position will change, and we'll show that. We have a great pause screen that we're really excited for. We'll just call it the map for now. Shout out to Jimmy. I know he was a big fan of that RPO. Yeah, it'll change day to day, and teams will pop up, and who's interested, who's not interested, and your draft stock will fluctuate as well, depending on how you're doing.
Speaking of gameplay, you are speaking our fans' language here. I heard there are new defensive situations introduced in the Draft Combine, and of course throughout other areas of MLB The Show 24. I know there's been some buzz around the community as they're seeing these in our various trailers. Could you speak more on that?
Yeah, no, it's something we're really excited to get in the game this year. We're calling them little QTEs, quick time events, for people who know. They're big defensive plays, stuff that diving plays, maybe that little Jeter jump throw that we might have seen in the trailer. So yeah, we're very excited to get that in, and can't wait to hear the feedback from the community.
I was playing it the other day, and it's literally such a neat experience, making defense even more immersive. Like, I was sweating a little bit out there, making sure I made that play. To continue on, visuals, menus, what's new here?
Yeah, the presentations are new, the art's new. There's so many things that are new with this, especially getting to go there and to see what we want to put in the game and everyone executing it on the team. Really made everything pop and the experience great.
Love the fresh look. When fans are experiencing the Draft Combine this year, what is one thing you want them to take away with?
I want our fans to feel like they are at the Combine. That was our goal when designing it. We want you to feel the experience. We want you to feel the pressure, the emotion of everything at this event, and make it feel like you're getting drafted into the MLB, getting ready for that big-time moment.
Love it. J-Ro, thank you so much for your time. Before we go, anyone you'd like to shout out or thank?
Oh, there's too many people to shout out, but Road to the Show team.